Hello everyone. Let's start discussion of part 2 of our inorganic qualitative analysis. As we previously discussed about part 1 of our analysis regarding introduction and preliminary test. So now we will begin with our part 2 of inorganic qualitative analysis. So let's start. Now our fourth preliminary test is litmus test, and it is only for water soluble salt, as if it is a dissolve in a distilled water, or it is a dissolve in a distilled water, then you can perform this test. Otherwise you can't perform this test for the insoluble or partially soluble salt. If it is turns our litmus paper into red, then strong acid and weak base are present. If it turns into blue to blue, it no effect on the litmus paper, then our strong base may be present. Now our fifth test is odor, and smell of the salt. First one is if smell of ammonia, then ammonium salt present. So how would you know that smell of ammonia? So if you once go to the lab, check the bench reagent, name ammonium hydroxide. It is a aqueous solution of ammonia, so you can smell it, and it is a smell of ammonia. Ammonium salt may be present if it is smell like ammonia. And our second order, yani our second smell, is a rotten egg like a smell. So what is a rotten egg like smell? It is the same as our gas, hydrogen sulfide, H2S. It is H2S smells like a rotten egg. So if from the salt it odors smells like a rotten egg, then sulfide salt S-2 are maybe present in your unknown salt or mixture. So now let's see the video of litmus test.
Now our next test is litmus test. So first we have to take a litmus paper and put
2 to 3 drops of your unknown solution on the litmus paper.
And you can see it turns into red color, blue to red color. So acidic salt may be present
in your unknown mixture.
Now take another solution and add 2 to 3 drops on the litmus paper. And you can see here is a no color change on the litmus paper, blue to blue. So basic salt may be present
in your unknown mixture.
So you can see red one is acidic salt and second one blue is our basic salt.
Now let's move to our second part of our preliminary test. It is a dry test for positive radical, and first one is the heating in a dry test tube. Yani ki you have to take a little bit amount of your unknown salt and heat in your dry test tube and record the observation. What happens? So if you first take little bit amount of inorganic salt, and if your salt start melting after heating, then salt of sodium and potassium may be present. If water deposit on cooler part of the test tube, yani ki if your test tube and with your cooler part with water droplets are appear on the cooler part of your test tube, then hydroxide may be present. And the third one is decrepitation, yani ki if it is sounds like cracking of salt, then salt of sodium chloride, sodium bromide, lead nitrate are may be present. And our fourth one is sublimation, yani ki salts which converts solid into direct gas, it's called sublimation. So if this process occurs, yani ki if your salt converts directly into the gas, then salt of ammonia, antimony, arsenic and iodide may be present. Let's discuss deeply in next video.
Let's move to the second part of our analysis. It is a dry test for positive radical. In this, first test is heating a substance in dry test tube. So first, I am taking unknown substance in my dry test tube. Little bit amount of unknown substance And now I am going to heat it.
So you can see after a while our substance is melting. You can see our substance is totally melt. So the crystalline salt of sodium and potassium may be present.
So now I am taking another substance in dry test tube and heat it. So let's check the observation for another substance. You can see here droplets, water droplets appear on the cooler part of the test tube. So crystalline salt of certain hydroxide may be present. Now let's take another substance in dry test tube and check the observation. You can hear the sound of cracking, like a cracking of substance. So the salt of sodium chloride, sodium bromide, lead nitrate or halides may be present. Now let's take another unknown substance in dry test tube and heat it. And record the observation. You can see our substance is totally evaporate. Our substance is totally evaporate and it's called sublimation. So that's why salt of ammonia, arsenic and iodide may be present. It's totally evaporate. You can see. And it's called. Now let's take another substance in dry test tube. Unknown substance. And now I am going to heat it and record the observation.
Now after heating you can see our substance is melting. And after some time it will be evaporate from our test tube. And this process is called sublimation. So the salt of ammonia, arsenic and iodide may be present in your unknown mixture or substance. Now as you see in our last test sublimation occurs. So if sublimation occurs there is a three parts. So if sublimation occurs yani ki direct solid salt converts into gas, sublimation occurs, then take substance in test tube with sodium carbonate, little amount of sodium carbonate and plus charcoal powder, and then observe. Then we confirm that which ion is present in our unknown salt. So if it is a smell of ammonia, I have previously told how to determine the smell of ammonia, and it gives white fumes with HCl, then ammonium ion present. If it is a garlic smell comes from your test tube, then arsenic may be present, and if there is a no evolution of gas, then antimony Sb+3 may be present in your salt. So let's see in this next video.
Now if our substance is sublimed, then heat the substance in test tube with sodium carbonate and charcoal powder and observe. It gives white fumes with HCl, then ammonia may be present. You can see white fumes. It gives white fumes with HCl, that's why our unknown substance contains ammonium ion NH4 plus.
If in the same test any gas evolves and it smells like a garlic, then arsenic may be present, and if there is a no evolution of gas, then antimony may be present in your unknown mixture or substance. Now let's observe after sublimation our fifth test यानी कि number E is the evolution of gas यानी कि which gas is evolved and it contains which ions. So first, if O2 gas, oxygen gas is evolved, so nitrates of sodium and potassium may be present, and if carbon dioxide evolved, then carbonate may be present, and if smell of burning sulfur dioxide, and it turns our dichromate paper into green, then certain crystalline sulfates may be present. And if smell of rotten egg, I have previously told you how to know the smell of rotten egg. It is like a hydrogen sulfide gas smell. So if smells like a hydrogen sulfide gas and it turns our lead acid paper into black, then sulfur ion may be present. So now let's see deeply by this video, next video. So first I am taking unknown substance in my dry test tube and I am going to heat it, and you can see here colorless gas is evolved from our test tube. So the salt of sodium and potassium may be present in our unknown mixture or substance.
Now let's take another substance in dry test tube and heat it and record the observation.
Now, when gas evolves from the test tube, put lead acetate paper on the test tube. If our lead acetate paper turns blue-black, then sulfide ion S-2 may be present in our unknown mixture. Now, if you heat your substance in dry test tube and then it smells like ammonia and gives white fumes with a glass rod dipped in HCl, then ammonia salt may be present, ammonium salt NH4 plus may be present. If greenish yellow gas with irritating smell, then chloride ion may be present. And if reddish brown gas evolve and turns starch paper yellow, then nitrate ion NO3 minus may be present. And if violet gas evolve and it turns our wet starch paper to blue, then iodide ion may be present. And our last observation is like if reddish yellow gas is evolved and it no effects on starch paper, then nitrates of heavy metals like lead nitrate, bismuth nitrate may be present in your unknown salt. So let's see in the next video. Now here I am taking little bit amount of unknown mixture and heat it. You can see here colorless gas with pungent odor is evolved. If we put glass rod dip in dilute HCl or concentrated HCl, if it gives white fumes, then ammonium ion may be present. You can see here white fumes are evolved from. Now I am taking unknown substance in my dry test tube and heat it. After heating, you can see here reddish brown color gas evolved from the test tube. You can see here reddish brown color gas is evolved. So if reddish brown color gas is evolved, then nitrate ion may be present in your unknown mixture.
Take another unknown substance in dry test tube and heat it and record the observation what occurs. You can see here violet gas is evolved from the test tube.
And if this evolving gas turns our starch paper into blue color, then iodide ion may be present.